Hi girls, so today I'm going to be filming a video on the most disappointing fragrance releases within, I chose between like the last 3 years, so from 2018 to 2020. In my opinion, these releases were just disappointing, like just disappointing to me, and all of these are from the designer world because I wanted to do some more designer fragrance videos for you guys because I know that you enjoy them. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. I tried not to choose flankers because I feel like most flankers are disappointing. So I wanted to go with more like massive releases from massive brands. I have 5 and 1 honorable mention, so let's go. So the honorable mention that I found personally super disappointing, it didn't bother me so much to the point where I was like, this is disgusting, this is terrible, what is this? Like, what is this fragrance? I wasn't like that. But the fragrance itself just didn't excite me. I smelled it, I was so disappointed. The bottle is beautiful, like it's beautiful, and it is from Yves Saint Laurent, and it is Libre. And this fragrance to me was just so underwhelming, like I was shocked. Like I said, the bottle is stunning, it's beautiful, it's very classy and kind of bougie in a way. And it was just so disappointing. It's like this white floral with some lavender in there, which I really love lavender in female perfumes, like Montguerlain, for example. And I feel like it's a mix between Montguerlain and some sort of white floral typical fragrance that we always smell. So Libre, it was just, like I just said, it was just disappointing. For me, it's something that I would still maybe wear, like from time to time. I could wear a sample of it, but I would never spend my money on a bottle of the fragrance because for me, it's just been there, done that, uninteresting, boring, come up with something new and exciting. So for me, this is a reason that it's an honorable mention, but out of this list, it's probably the one that I find the most appealing if I had to choose one. Next up, I think this is an unpopular opinion to be honest, but it is from Versace and it is Dylan Blue. Again, this was one that I smelled and I was like, it's not terrible, there's much worse in this list, but it's not crazy. It's boring, it's fruity, it's just fruity, it's floral, it's clean. Fruity, floral, clean. Boring, boring, boring for me. Again, the bottle's pretty cool. I like the bottle. The Libre bottle is incredible, but this one is alright as well. But the scent, guys, like it's so boring. There's so much better that you could have. Even the quality is not good. I just really didn't like the fragrance. Again, it was something that I could wear, but I would wear it if I had like no fragrances in my collection and that was like my only one and I wore it by default. Like it just really is an uninteresting fragrance to me. It just smells boring. That's it for me. Fruity, floral, boring. We're done with these fruity florals. Like it's 2020, let's do something new. I'm over the fruity florals and I have been for a very long time. Next, this one is the only flanker in the list and I really dislike this fragrance. I really dislike it, and it is Giorgio Armani Si Passion. Now, this one to me, again, boring, boring, boring. Like, it was just so uninteresting. It's rose, it's fruity, it's blackcurrant, I think there's pear. It's just this boring, fruity floral. That's it. As you can tell, guys, I'm probably being a little negative, but that's because it bothers me when brands don't even try to be a little interesting and they just try to make a fragrance that they know is going to sell. Like, come up with something a little different. Like, for instance, Montguerlain. Like, usually you don't put lavender in female fragrances, and I feel like Terry Wasset took a little bit of a risk with it, and it did so well. It's such a beautiful fragrance, and I personally am one of many people that adore the scent, and it was something a little different. There's many that I could use as an example, but this is just boring. Si Passion. Even the original Si, I used to love it when I was younger. It's okay, but again, pretty typical fragrance. So for me, Si Passion, like I really don't like it at all, and I don't recommend you spend your money on it whatsoever. The next one. It pains me to include a Chanel because I love Chanel and I respect the house so much. Same with all of these houses. Giorgio Armani, Lancome. I respect the houses so much, so it's hard for me to include them. But Chanel Gabrielle. Whoa, like what a disaster. I really was expecting like Chanel to release something incredible. Gabrielle is the daughter and I thought she was gonna make something spectacular, but it's so boring. It's just a 4 different, like a melange. It's just a melange of like 4 different florals, like white florals with some citrus notes. Boring. Like, we've already got Coco Mademoiselle, we've already got Chance. We don't need another everyday floral fragrance. Like, it just was so boring to me, and I would never purchase this fragrance. Like, I would never spend my money on it. For me, I would go for Coco Mademoiselle for sure, even Chance, but Gabrielle, no. It was a big flop for me. Super disappointing, because Chanel never releases new fragrances because it's such a prestigious house and they never release new ones. I was super excited when I saw that they were coming out with Gabrielle. Couldn't wait to smell it, and when I smelled it, I was like, boring. So, Gabrielle from Chanel. So we are down to the final 2. The second most disappointing fragrance release was from Dior. Again, one of my favorite like designer houses, Christian Dior. I love them. I actually have a Christian Dior, not even like anything. I just love the fragrances. I have Ombre Nui in the back there. I love the house. I love the fragrances. But Joy, again, what a disaster. Like, Joy was, again, something that was so hyped. It was so exciting. Like Chanel, Dior doesn't really release like new fragrances a lot. They release a lot of flankers, a lot of branches off of their very popular fragrances like Sauvage, Sauvage Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, Parfum, body spray, but they never release like a new fragrance. So Joy was super exciting, and when you smell it, what a disappointment. It's very similar to Chanel Allure, the Eau de Toilette. It's a floral, it's got jasmine, it's a little sweet with some vanilla, musky, boring, terrible, so uninteresting, guys. Like, you would have to like pay me to wear Joy. I would never want to wear it. It's just not a good fragrance. Like I said, a lot from Dior that I love. I love the house, respect it a lot, but this fragrance for me, terrible. Like, it's super boring. That's it. I feel so bad talking about these right now. So, my number 1 most disappointing fragrance release. I believe it came out last year, and it is from Lancome, and it is Lancome Idole. Terrible. Like, this fragrance, I smelled it for like 2 seconds and I was like, no. This fragrance is horrible. It was just a rose, musky, fruity, so one-dimensional, so uninteresting. The bottle is even worse than the scent. It's a horrible bottle. It's not pretty. It's just terrible. Like, I really didn't like this fragrance at all. It was my most disappointing. It was the worst fragrance that I smelled, and I was just so disappointed. Again, Lancome, such a great house, so many incredible fragrances from Lancome that I personally love. So I'm sorry, Lancome Idole was like my most disappointing fragrance. I hated it, and again, you probably have to pay me to wear it. I don't want to wear this fragrance, so sorry. I know this video was super brutal, but this was just my opinion. These are fragrance releases that were just so disappointing in my eyes, and like, so just why? Like, I don't understand sometimes, like, such reputable houses and designer brands that come out with such boring, uninteresting releases. Like, yeah. So that is it, you guys. I'm so sorry for the negative video, but it was actually highly requested that I do like disappointing fragrance releases. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.